Hello YouTube, you can call me Creative Jane. I'm thrilled to be here to be starting this new venture. I'm here with the encouragement of my oldest daughter, who is just amazed at some things I'm doing, trying to do, things I've done, and she thinks I should share it with the world. So here we go. And I just want you to know I am so thankful to the Lord for giving me a creative, imaginative brain. And He's also given me the gifting with the ability to bring things to fruition. And I was a few years ago when I realized not everybody has both of those giftings. Some people can imagine, or other people can create things with their hands, but they don't always go together. So I'm so thankful that the Lord gave me that and I get to do that. So I'm going to share with you today a few of the things that I have done in the past and a couple of things that I'm getting ready to do because I need more projects to do. Right, I need more irons in the fire. I have a little company called My Paisley Peacock with a web page to follow. And I just am hoping that you will enjoy me and subscribe and share and like and ask any questions that you want. Thanks, here we go. This is my hussif. That's an English word for housewife. And it basically is a needle and thread carrier. This used to be a woman's jacket. This is the lapel and the collar. It is now the strap. I can unbutton it and roll it up, and I tuck it in this side over here. This is hand-dyed lace that I dyed. Pretty silk ribbon embroidery on the top. Really cool bullion rose in the button there. And it all opens up, and I've got scissors, thimble, tools here. I normally have that tied in when I travel. I have tools here. Got needles in all of this, pins. I have a headlamp in here so when my husband drives I can sew while he's going down the road. Tools, more. I have beading thread in here, tape measure, kneaded tools, gripper. This is, I'm telling you, the best tip ever. The stuff that you supposed to put on your shelves that nobody does, I put it between nice glass bowls, and it's the best needle gripper to pull through. And these rings, curtain rings, have my thread on them. Here's a pocket that was from the jacket, and I just love this hussif. I'm looking into making a pattern to sell the pattern so you can make it out of your own material and make it the way you want it. This is my little needle case that travels with me when I'm just grabbing a hoop or two or something just real quick in the car. And I was just tired of having a needle with me, and I wanted to keep it more secure and have an assortment. So I just made this up one day, and then I thought, oh, I need to name it. So I wanted to put a name on the front. So there's its name, because everybody always talks about finding a needle in a haystack. I've really got them. I have some hoops that I am in the process of collecting, creating and collecting. I've got a little bit to do on this one yet, but I've really been enjoying it. I don't often do iron-on patterns that I follow. This is very rare, but I've enjoyed doing this. I have all of these babies here that I've worked on, been making for quite a few months. I've got a couple of pieces. This is a motif or lace that is hand dyed, as well as this one here. These are both hand dyed by Nikki Lee at Ravioli Dreams. Look up her shop on Etsy. And oh, my silk ribbon's got a little smashed. I'll have to put a little bit of iron to that. That's like a little echinacea flower at the top of that lace. I've got a vintage piece that I wanted to put in the blanket binding. Just a little store-bought. A couple of check glass buttons that I bezeled up. A little basket that my friend Summer crocheted for me. Some really quick and inexpensive store-bought pieces that I sewed on and added some little doodads to. Little bits of beads to give it some dimension and sparkle. One of my favorites, Crazy Quilting, again a check bead. It had a shank on the back, so I put lots of ribbon under it to help support it and build it up so it wouldn't be wonky wobbled. Some Trapino here and here that is stuffed. The material behind it is cut and stuffed and then sewed shut after this is outlined with stitches. And then I even did some embroidery here. Another one of my favorite. This is wool felting. I hand needle felted some of the pieces on here and add some beads and layer the felting. I love doing that. Here's a vintage earring, some vintage velvet buttons. This is kind of like a sampler in the circle that I did. Who doesn't love yo-yos and pom-poms? This is a vintage button off of Sorry. This is what my best friend made. Lelena is her name. When we were on vacation at Branson with our husbands this last November. And some black work that I'm doing in red. When I'm done, I'll put it in a hoop and add it to this. I love banners. I love making banners, and so this represents my banners. Kind of like a little flower, little button girl heads that I made them little dancing girls because they just look like little roaring 20s girls to me. So all these are going to go together someday and be the top of the valance in our windows in our RV trailer. So that is the purpose for these. I'm looking forward to getting them done. Little banners that I've made. Those would be great for baby trays for birthday parties, whatever. I sell these. This is a fun one that I made with these wool balls in the center. And then another type of banner that I make. I just love, love, love. This is out of old quilts, tattered quilts. And I love the color, just the vintageness that they have, and the pieces and scraps of old lace that are in them. These are my Funky BB jackets for little girls. They are felted wool and they're so soft. And I handmade this ribbon. This has a little cute piece on the back. I try to do something a little fun. That collar was very fun to work with. This one is, I really enjoyed doing this. How this has this graduated piece, and then it's on the back here with more lace under it. And this is velvet ribbon. This is hand-dyed velvet ribbon. My little Funky BBs. And that wall I made. That wall, I faux painted that wall. Sure enough. I'm such a hands-on girl. These, my friends, are some Crazy Quilt wall hanging decorator pieces that I made. My hanging hearts. Like I said, I just love Crazy Quilting, the effect. These have lots of doodads and trim and embroidery all over them. Each one of them unique and different, no two alike. I put them on wooden vintage men's suit hangers so that you can slide the sleeve on the back there of that wooden rod, and when you buy a second or third or fifth or 12th from me because you want to change out for the seasons, you can unhook that and slide your new one on and have just one for every holiday. Another one of the hand-dyed laces from Ravioli Dreams. Pom-poms, I do love pom-poms. A little vintage owl there. I love using vintage jewelry when I can. There's the other earring, the other one I have on one of my hoops. Here are my hottie holders. I do enjoy making these. Abstract, different. This started out as a paisley, but the more I went, the more it looked like a fish, so I gave her eyes and lips. This one I started when my husband and I just did a cruise over to Hawaii, and it just represented the time that we were there. The warm sun and the rainbows and the showers and the flowers. My hottie holders. And then of course my cute little suitcase container that my hottie holders are in. I painted and created this baby. Love paint. That was very fun. All those bright iridescent colors. Putting the little feet on it. I think those are some Tim Holtz feet. Now for projects coming up. I am working on a blanket for my youngest little grandbaby Winnie. Her mama wanted pink and green. I'm not sure about this Kaffe facet piece, although I do love him. I'm not sure if it's too dark or if it will work in. I've got some other darker pinks here. Excited about going on this. It's going to be a strip blanket, and since I'm a crazy quilt girl, I'm not a sane quilt girl. That's what we crazy quilters call you other quilters. There's so much mathematics and exactness in it, and that can sometimes drive me nuts. So I'm thinking I will do a strip chenille that looks pretty simple to do, thanks to YouTube videos I've checked out. We'll see. This is probably the last thing I'm going to share with you for now. It's a project, a big one that I've got coming up, and I'm in the process of trying to figure it out. And this is the whole reason why my daughter encouraged me to do a YouTube channel and share with everybody. So what this is 100% wool, and I got it at Joann's on the bolt. I have a whole bolt full in the other room. I'm going to cut this in half or fourths, and then I'm going to attempt to sew it back together with some type of hidden seam with either this silk string or these silk cocoon strippings, felting them to hold it together. I'm going to find out if either one of those will work. Then I'm going to basically rug hook through this with strips. I'll probably experiment with these beige. I hate beige as far as the color. Two colors I really don't care for, beige and periwinkle. Don't know why. All the others I love. And I'm going to cut these into strips and work them into, and I will felt it in the washer and dryer and see how it comes out. Eventually, the whole purpose of this is I want to make a 9 by 12 foot rug for my living room. I want it all wool. I want to make it myself. So that's what's coming up. I hope you have enjoyed what I have to share with you today. I have so much more to share. Some of my glasswork, gardening, cooking, just all kinds of things that I love to be involved in. Thanks for watching.